All right, so Monica was asking about kind of being in contact with someone again and kind of wondering where it's going to go, what's going to come from this um, experience. And again, so these cards I had pulled earlier, I feel like it is similar messages because I also I had pulled these cards earlier for something specific, and I had other cards that came through. But like all of the cards that came through in this deck were very much like the mirror to this. There was like specifically the words that are on this card were like on those cards. Same with this. It was like fair, balanced, just, abundant, prosperity, enlightenment, illuminate. It was like all of them just bloop, all intertwined. But we are going into the Lion's Gate. And like even this, like the enlightenment with the sun, the judgment, it's like people, we are at a time right now where like you can be impartial to what is happening, right? But just know that things are spinning. We're going into a new beginning. There's a gate that is opening up for us. If you go into the gateway and you carry a bunch of bullshit with you through the gateway, you're probably going to see a manifestation of that within the gateway, like through the next year. So instead of going into it doubting and worrying, and see how like this guy is, he's all like, he'll probably spend the next fucking year feeling that way, doubtful, upset, struggling to get his money, you know. But instead, see how she's just cool, calm, collected. She's not worried about so much. She's not like worried about what's because when he's drinking, he's probably worried about what he did in the past, and he's worried about what's going on in the future. Like this dude's all stressed out 24 fucking 7, but it doesn't have to be that way. She's in this moment, just focused on right now, and being impartial to what has happened and what might happen is going to be a better situation for many people and enlighten you to realize that like you are the one that makes a fucking judgment call in your life. You know, you get to bring the justice and the balance. You get to have the decision that's coming from within. You know what's good for you and what's not. You don't need me to be like, hey, yo, motherfucker, we know this person has not been so nice. They have never come around and done anything that was wonderful. So you know, like, do you want to be a victim? You know, like, do you want more grief? Do you want to be the victim? Are you just bored and looking for something to do? Do you want another year of dealing with someone that you, every time they come around, you end up complaining about them? And it's the same fucking story, time and time again. They come in, they do stupid shit, or they dig up old stuff from the past. They don't treat you well, they talk down to you, and you know, you fucking, yeah, look at the spirit of spirits, like you already fucking know. You have the higher knowing. You've heard the spirits, the divine guidance. You know what to do and what not to do. And so like because like the universe is impartial was a big message that just came through in the reading before, right? But then we have like the cause and effect, right? So the universe is pretty much impartial. And if you stay impartial to things rather than so much investment into one way or the other, there's a better place for you to be coming from and creating within. But if you don't take heed of the things that you know, like every time this motherfucker comes into my life, look, he brings me all this green envy and jealousy and hardness, and he's, you know, I know what happens. He's a cause of an effect in my life. And it's a synchronistic thing. I have fucking intelligence. I know what he does, how he acts, and where it goes. So me asking this and expecting anything other than like really what I already know is kind of silly of me. Like and it's unfortunate because it's just what is. But like I feel like you again sometimes think like, well, it's better than nothing, and it's stupid to think that because that is going to keep you there. You deserve better than that. Even if it's not available right now in this moment, you deserve better than that, and it's only not available in this moment because you don't think you deserve better than that, and you're willing to settle for less. And until you say, fuck, no, I don't want to be grieving and a victim of some asshole, and I get a little bit of that queen energy inside of me, and I realize that I am beautiful, I am powerful, I deserve better. I don't have to be obsessive in this energy of like the scarcity. I don't have to feel like a hungry ghost and just deal with whatever's available, just out of this, I would rather have something rather than nothing, or because I'm afraid of what might be the consequences. You need to take this time of these things that are going on and realize that like you let this be the fire under your ass to make the change that is necessary. I feel like this is what is happening, and I think you are doing it. Like I've been seeing you putting your readings out. I know you are putting your effort in, and I feel like that is going to get you much further than fucking dealing and diddly daddling with some fucking motherfucking douchebag that we know is a motherfucking douchebag. And the fear and the worry about what might happen if by this date, so I think it's kind of the motivation you fucking need at this time to keep yourself, motivated, and to do what you're meant to be doing here, and to like be showing up in this time of transformation, and be patient with yourself. Like, you may not see instantaneous results. It's just how it is. We all learn, we all grow. It takes time. So don't give up instantaneous. Yeah, look. And if you don't release and like let yourself just die instantaneously, I didn't work out that today. Like, I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna let myself cave in. I'm not gonna just like settle for whatever. You will bring in the fucking person that is perfect, a soulmate, like the thing that your prayers have been wanting for you. The joy, the miracle. Okay, much better, much better. But only if you stay on the path that like you've got to get to the completion without fucking giving up on the way there and like just jumping in the hole. It's okay to take breaks. It's okay to rest at times. It's okay, there might be times you have something said or something that you don't like or whatever. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. People out there suck because they're not doing anything. So change your perception about that too. Like, you don't let what other people say or don't say or whatever fuck with you. Know that you're in a place of recovery. You're changing, you're up leveling, you're doing what you need to do. And there's always going to be people that, talk shit and get weird because they're not doing it and they don't like it. So they want to cause confusion. They want to cause chaos. And that's the type of dude you've been dealing with. That's what narcissists do. They don't really want you. They just don't want you to be happy without them. They don't want you to get that growth. They don't want to see you shine. So if they see you shining and looking good and gaining wisdom and doing whatever, they will come in to sabotage it and grow some grief and grow some bullshit and chaos and stuff that you don't fucking need. Okay? Trust your instincts because it's going to lead you to miracles. And I feel like you already know this. Again, it's like you already fucking know this. I don't know why you ask it. I think you just like when I'm like, he's a fucking see, he's self-interested. He's something that's wrong. He's deceitful. He's cunning. He's sly and he's crafty. It's like inviting that in is silly willy because it's like unless you're okay and know that he's a piece of shit and not to like place any investment in him of any kind, that's like, I think we're gonna have a great time. He's just gonna be so much better. Don't do that to yourself. As long as you don't do that, you might be all right. But again, what does he bring to the table? Absolutely nothing. What does he do? He keeps other people from being able to come to the table because he's in the fucking way. And so you got to get him out of that way, okay? You deserve better people because you're like all about survival at this time, and he's all about fucking false promises. He's just the kind that like you might worry about like the consequences of things, right? And so like, well, better than like having someone I don't know, and then that's self-sabotage because he's the type of motherfucker that will wait till the day before to just disappear on you. And then you're fucked because you didn't do any work. You don't have any other way out. You put your fucking trust in some piece of shit that's fucking wrong and stealthy. Like, don't even entertain. He will fuck you up, and he will fuck you up bad, and you'll find yourself in a place that's like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have, like, you just keep the awareness of like, I'm not going to give my like fullness of any expectation here, I'm going to put my full expectation in myself. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to put myself out into this world. I want to give and receive equally, right? Like I have something willing to give and to receive back. I want fairness and balance. He can't offer you that. You deserve at least something in return, and it's okay to be positive about things, but not when we know that like, this person has a fucking track record of never ever being that, so let's not even fucking tempt fate at this time. Let's just move on with something better. And I think if you do that, you are going to spin things into your favor. You're going to find someone of truth, communication, the next level commitment. You're going to change your perspective and start moving swiftly and quickly through the healing that is necessary to illuminate things and to come out of the time of feeling stuck and stagnant in your mind and in your life. So things are working out at perfect timing. You will be bringing in contentment and happiness, like a harmony. Somebody that's willing to be positive, to have happy expectations around. Somebody that gives you clarity, that brings you a bouquet of flowers, that like you feel is right. Like you don't have to ask them. You shouldn't have to ask them. What do you do, man? Like no, we don't ask. We fucking know. If we don't know, then we let them go. Okay, so you're challenging the status quo, you're seeing through a new perspective, you're going to bring in a deep commitment, an uncommon bond, a soul connection, if you fucking allow yourself to. But in able to do so, you need to become that exceptional person by taking that next level commitment to yourself. Be the Hierophant, be stable, be dependable, rise up to this challenge. And that's what's going to help you to become more lucky and to move on in a prosperous way away from the shit show and into a place of having fulfillment and for like you can forgive like all that bullshit, right? Like forgive and forget and to move on so that you can open your heart and be successful with somebody that's willing to be there and is worth it. Something that can be established and mature. Something that can have the longevity. And things have worked against you, but your persistence will pay off in the end if you become the mama bear and you get into your position of the boss at this time. You go out there and you live your life. Like the story that I wrote earlier, right? It was like a good example of like you these things can happen at any time. You can meet two people today in the park in just weird ass circumstances that just happen to happen, but you've got to take the fucking leap of faith. You've got to go out there. You can't fucking sit at home with this ball on you or think that some solution or key is some dude that's already proved to not be that. You got to get out there, you got to network, whether it's, me doing that online and taking that route for myself. I think that will probably still bring you to that destination. But if you know that you're looking for something, you can't stay hidden away and expect to find it. So you're gaining more strength. You're gaining more of that quick-witted, strong inner ability to say fuck you to things that don't work out and to let it go so that you can have something worth having. Like a big thing, this is handed down, like, okay, we have something valuable, going from the Ten of Swords to the Ten of Pentacles, people who are backstabbing to people who are building something, a legacy together, and willing to be detailed and working for an achievement, breaking the cycles, going forward in a major change, and again, forgiving and letting go, but making this decision for a new beginning of resurrection, so I can be fucking happy, so that I can have something valuable and worthy in a foundation. And I'm healing my inner child. I'm taking that leap of faith. I'm not going to let what's already happened that went wrong keep me from trusting my intuition that things can go good. I can have a better outcome. I don't need to let anxiety keep me from happiness or happy ever afters. Just because one didn't work out or because I'm afraid of the possibilities, the other ones that I don't want, I don't have to live in that reality. I can become more impartial and just trust and know that if I put myself out there and I take that chance and I'm open and receptive, I can bring in opportunities and offers and decisions for me that I get to make. So again, you are going to be clearing and purging, transforming for the rebirth and the re-energizing. And it's going to be happening quick, okay? There's like, I feel like there was a lack of focus, but like it will be happening quick if you stay focused. If you do not keep your focus, you might put things on delay. You might hold this off. So they're saying, don't do that to yourself. Act quick. Be in this energy of making a stand, facing it head on. It is your life. Don't back down. Like I said, haters gonna hate. Don't worry about what other people are doing or not doing or saying and not saying. You will bring yourself into your self-sufficient place. Things are gonna get easier, and you'll have the freedom that you would like and need if you allow yourself to continue going forward and igniting the desires that are in you. And just continue to see things from a new perspective. Allow yourself to let go of the old ideas of like, every day is just going to suck and I'm always going to be sad and everything's going to be bad. And I only have this fucking one person that like, maybe I should just know. Like, we know better. We fucking know better. You know better. Don't be silly. Don't be silly Willy. You need an emperor. Somebody that's fucking divine, stable, empowered, confident, and isn't a fucking weirdo. Somebody that's going to bring you the 10 of Cups. A happy ever after, the storybook family, the goodness that you can be like, wow, we're leveling up to this big development. We're manifesting and moving forward, traveling for our work and our pleasure and our love. And we're doing it fucking swiftly and quickly because I took control back and I got focused on my action and my willpower, my success. And I know I'm going to be calling the shots in my life. I know I'm healing that inner child that may have, lost things along the way. I can be sweetness. I can have tenderness. I can have innocence. I can trust others again. I can have a supportive community and a return of love in my life, a stable union, joyful celebration. You could be calling someone in from another life at the Hierophant. Again, the High Priest is something like, this is like a thing that you might have had many times before on a spiritual level. But I did notice that these two came out together, masculine and feminine of earth, okay? And they're both very dependable. They're very hardworking. They're very secure, business-minded, and they get shit done. And they're stable. They're secure. They're slow. They're not like You know what I mean? They're not all about passion and they're not all about like the mind and logic, and they're not all emotionally woolly. They just got their shit together. It is, you know, they're gonna be stable. They're gonna be secure. They're gonna be doing what they need to be doing to get themselves in a better place. So stay in that place of integrity for yourself. Don't compromise your integrity, and don't let the fire and, you know, stuff like that fuck with you too much. Stay optimistic. Don't get all crazy, because that will lead you to your partnership, to your sacred union. But if you get all crazy, you're gonna fuck yourself up. You're gonna wish you didn't. All right, Imane, namaste.